First of all, beer review. Hey man, Irie Irie man. Alright. We're doing Royal Jamaican. Product of Jamaica, alcoholic ginger beer. Made with real ginger. One love. That's right. Imported by International Distillers and Vintners, Everett, Washington. Brewed and bottled by RJ Rums and Spirits, Street Kingston. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing. It says that right there. And then when I go to the BA, it said something altogether different, which was crazy. I couldn't believe it. It says Big City Brewing, and it's got Royal Jamaican and everything. So I'm thinking maybe they changed or something, but I would think it's the same thing because it's saying, even though the picture of the beer is slightly different, it's still got the same phrasing, the same little, well, not the same logo, but the same Royal Jamaican alcoholic ginger beer, product of Jamaica and everything. So, and it's 4.4 ABV, same as this. So I don't know. It's crazy, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to jump right in there. Oh, I got a comment here. What? Not comment. What you call it? I still have an issue. I get this damn MSN news thing. I can't move it. That's Shag Dog. He was going to join me. He went to the dentist today, and so he can't drink per se. However, he is sending me some messages here. Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. One more. Alright, I don't know what this is. Shit. I don't see. Reboot and computer. Okay, well, I'll wait for you if you want to join. I'm waiting as long as I can. I got this beer here, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a pour. So to tell you quite honestly, this is almost like a soda, how it poured and everything. But it's interesting. Because as you pour it in the glass, it's like watching, almost like watching, like a Caribbean sunset, you know. Made me think of sitting on the beach in Jamaica, because I was in Jamaica one time, and watching the sunset. Man, if you never experienced going to like the Keys, Jamaica, Bahamas, and or so forth, you'd be surprised at how many people are watching the sunset. And in Key West, they go to Maori Square. A lot of people are playing music and stuff like that, and then they're out there watching the sunset. In Jamaica, when I was there, I walked right out on the beach from the hotel there at the resort, and went out there with my girlfriend at the time, and we sat out on the beach and ate rose apples and pineapple, and watched the sunset, and listened to the reggae music playing in the background. It's a wonderful experience and everything. Another message from Shag Dog. Rebooting computer again. This time the computer came up really quick, but the same thing was on the screen. Now this time I waited about 30 seconds before I started back up. Okay. Anyway, very wonderful experience, and the same thing here in Florida. In general, if you go out to the beach along the west coast of Florida. You'll be there, and you'll be joined by a lot of people going out to the beach to watch the sunset. It's something that I noticed that a lot of people do, and what's crazy about it is the fact that we're always rushing around doing things, doing all this working and taking care of the kids, doing all these crazy things. But it seems like when everybody goes on vacation, they sit back and they actually strive to reconnect with nature, with the universe, and they watch the sunset. It's a beautiful experience. I remember taking trips with Shag Dog, and we were on the East Coast. He would get up super early, and and go down and watch the sunrise. I myself, I didn't do that kind of stuff. I I had good intentions of going, and after drinking and partying the whole day before, I decided I'm not getting up. But I do like watching the sunrise. It's a beautiful experience too. But a lot of people do the sunset, most definitely. Anyway, let me dive into this. Like a lot of effervescent bubble type of bubbles, just coming right up to the surface there. Man, and it's a almost like a lemony, hazy looking yellow. It's got like some floaties in there. But when you take a real deep whiff of it, oh my goodness, you're like transported into a Jamaican spice market. It's like tantalizing mix of zesty ginger and tropical citrus and lime. Maybe like a touch of pineapple there. And then there's like a subtle sweetness that kind of rounds it out, like a distant scent of sugarcane fields like swaying in the breeze. And that ginger kind of like tickles your nostrils and hints at like a fiery kick to come and everything. So let's go ahead and dive in. Cheers. Wow. Yeah. Bam. It's definitely like a calypso band is playing on your taste buds. Very delicious. It's got a zing of like sharp, freshly grated ginger that hits with a fiery passion, invigorating and bold like. And you think it's all heat. You think it's all heat coming on and everything like that. And then all of a sudden a wave of balanced sweetness rolls in. And man, it's very soothing and mellow. And the mellow, it just mellows that spice. The citrus notes kind of dance in the background and adding to like a bright, tangy flair to it. Man, it's like a complex symphony of flavors. But the finish is nice, crisp, clean. It leaves a warm ginger glow that kind of lingers like a tropical sunset, man. Lingers right there. I'm actually pretty impressed with this because even though it says alcoholic beer, ginger beer, and it's very light, You know, very light in comparison to some. It, as a ginger beer, just a ginger beer in general, nothing, not alcoholic, nothing there, right? Because I mean, this is like a light beer, really. But just say a ginger beer with non-alcoholic. It's one of the best ginger beers I've tasted, non-alcoholic, with that big and bold ginger flavor. I love ginger. I like Marianne too. In fact, I probably like Marianne better than I do ginger, but hey, that's beside the point. Anyway, but in general, I think as alone, if it wasn't alcoholic, it would be a great ginger beer soda. But it is alcoholic, which brings two worlds together and melds just nicely and perfectly. Um, Man, very impressed with this in general. I love it. You know what? I don't know if this is the same one that was on Beer Advocate. On Beer Advocate, it was like a 71. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna give this a man. I'm gonna give this an A minus and a swaff, a swallow and a half. It's very easy to drink, and if you love the flavor of ginger, if you love that sweetness and earthiness ginger has, and that little tang, that fiery kick it has, this is going to be a beer that you can enjoy. And let me tell you, I've tried a lot of different ones, and D&G Jamaican ginger beer, the soda, has a really good flavor, but I think this flavor is even better. And that's before I even think about it being alcoholic. Boom. Add the alcohol to it, and it's damn better. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what if Shag Dog is going to be able to get on. Said he might be able to join me, so even though he couldn't drink, he might join me. So it'd be nice to have him join me. You got my grade. If you ever get a chance to try this, definitely try it. Let us know what you think. I'd be very interested in finding out. If you have any questions about it, or if you have any comments about it, hey, drop them below. Put them there. We love comments. We love everybody asking and everything. Oh, device is not connected. Shag Dog. Man, they would need to connect their microphone before they can you can add them to the stream. You got that, Shag Dog? Man, I feel bad for him because he's trying to help me out because I don't. Oh, there he is. Oh, there we go.
Is my audio working?
Yep. All right. Am I on the right side?
No, you're on the wrong side. Why?
Well, then I need to switch it, don't I? All right, there we go.
How long? You're 14 minutes in. Yeah, man. Guess I can give my computer another cleaning.
Hey, look. 14 minutes in and I only drank half the beer.
Wow, you must have been talking a lot.
I was. But I wanted to definitely get you on here. PA came on yesterday with me commenting.
Yeah, he was on with me the other day.
Yeah, and he said he was. But then he said something right when I shut it down. He came on right when I was about to leave. And then when I shut it down, he turned around and said that he just came from Canada. And I don't know if he was coming from Canada with a bunch of beer tubers or whether he was, drinking beer.
Yeah, he said something to me too the other day too about that. Yeah. Hey, I came up with another conspiracy theory.
Oh,
Because I heard you talk
join.
about J.D. Vance earlier on the last
Yeah.
video about his
Yeah.
name, not his real name and all that, which, yeah, you get that kind of thing. But anyhow, J.D. Vance come out of nowhere. I never heard of J.D. Vance till like this year. I mean, maybe he's more
No.
popular.
Hillbilly Elegy. He was the writer of that book and
Yeah,
the movie.
I don't know it. Anyhow,
I don't know. It was a big thing a couple of years ago.
as a lot of other conspiracy theories in movies where the vice president is the one who wants to be in there, and of course he wouldn't have gotten in there, but he might have picked up the torch and ran for president at that point if they got him. Yeah,
I told you what I thought. Maybe it wasn't that Trump was the target. Maybe it was the guy who got killed, the target.
the firefighter.
Yeah, is that who it was? A firefighter?
Yeah, he was a firefighter. Yeah,
Maybe he was the target.
I just saw something on MSN.com because that pops up on my computer on Mac, and I can't get rid of it. But Biden tried to call the wife, and she didn't accept a call. But it kind of like Trump hasn't called her yet. So
Yeah, that surprises me because Trump usually would call.
we don't have her number.
Well, Trump, he would turn around and he's done a lot of things behind the scenes that nobody hears about until way, way, way later. And that's where I say people are like onions. There are many different layers.
Yeah.
And because he comes off as being bold, brash, and vulgar, and New Yorker tough
Right.
crap, but then he does sweet, nice things for people.
Right.
And I just suspected that he would probably have called her, not only called her, but say, "I want to pay for his funeral."
Yeah, but then again, you look at it, it's a busy week. You got the convention.
Yeah, that's true.
He might be in some type of shock that he's not showing from being shot at.
My mom made a comment about that when I was talking to her earlier. She said he had a different demeanor than he normally does.
At the convention, or
Yeah, at the convention, and he had a little ear patch and all that stuff. So my thoughts of that is, you have a near-death experience that's probably going to mellow you out a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to make you feel, in some ways, mellow you out.
Then again, it could be a lot of anger now building up inside. Like, these fuckers, I'm going to get them.
I'm going to get every fucking one of them when I become president. Which I think he should have done beginning.
And now there's a report that for the past few weeks, there's been a CIA or whoever threats from Iran assassination on Trump. And it's just coming out in the news now. Okay. Yeah. They're just trying to push.
They're trying to push it off on Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, this whole thing with this kid that did it, I find it hard to believe that here you are, you're getting bullied or whatever in school, whatever. I don't care. You would think let me ask you this, Shag Dog. If you were being bullied, wouldn't you go after the bully?
Right. Yeah, I want to go after the president or former president if I was being bullied.
That just solidifies everybody's opinion of you.
Yeah.
That you're weird and a loner and all that other crap. No, I'm going after the fucker that made my life a miserable, life of hell. Right. I'm going after him. I'm going after her or whoever it is. And I'm going to take that guy out. I'm not taking out unknown people just to become famous and be a dead idiot.
Were you ever bullied in school at all?
No. I had a guy who wanted to beat my ass and everything, but I fucked around with him in the sense of just playing games with him, because he would try to hit me and I would move, and he would get all so angry, and then I would turn around and run around and everything, and he'd chase me to do this kind of stupid stuff. I'd slam a door in his face and he wouldn't.
That's funny.
Different crap like that. I kind of avoided fighting him, and he he tried his best a lot of times, and then after a while, he just gave up.
I mean, did you ever go home and think about, man, I'd like to kill that fucker or
No,
something?
I never had any experiences where I would like to
Oh,
kill somebody.
oh, I have.
In the sense of killing somebody that was bullying me or something like that. That kind of stuff for me. Yeah, okay, I beat the hell out of you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
brought. I would bring. I would turn around and beat you with a hammer or something like that. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't kill you.
Yeah, I never thought about like I'm gonna go get a gun and shoot the whole school up or anything
Or a
like that.
knife or something like
Right.
that. No, I'm not going to do that. I
Yeah.
always thought to myself, I'd beat the hell out of you with my hands, or if I had a hammer, I'd beat the hell out of you, or a rock, I'd beat you up.
Or just fight fist. I mean, because I
Yeah,
mean, you're to me. I mean, like in our days, you brought up if you use a weapon against somebody and you have a weapon, you're a coward, basically. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that was the thing. Yeah. You were a coward, and you didn't, you know.
But that's the mafia, and you're probably using some type of blunt object, baseball bat, hammer.
Well, they take out one of yours, you take out 10 of theirs.
Yeah, you take out their kneecaps with that hammer that you're talking. But I was bullied a couple times when I was in fourth grade. These girls come up to me and they say, "Oh, they knew my father because they lived with my father."
That's
I haven't
because
seen
they wanted to sleep with you.
Yeah, but they came up to me. They go, "Is your father named this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, you have another brother." I didn't know I had a half brother. They said his name, and they were asking me questions. How do you like the school? Because it's my first year at the school. I was like, "Oh, this school sucks." Being a cool fourth grade kid. And then this kid that was like a year or two older than me came walking by, a pretty big kid. Supposed to be the toughest kid. One of the two toughest kids in school came by, hearing me say that, and grabbed him by my shirt. "Oh, school sucks, huh?" Picked me up by my shirt against the wall, and I was like, "I'll get this up."
It's really going to suck now because I'm going to go down on you.
But that was one time I got bullied, but he never did anything to me ever again. But I was like,
Yeah.
I wanted to get back at him, but he's pretty big. And then, another time I was in seventh grade, I think, and this one kid was like bullying me all the time, and he was, for some reason, he was just coming at me. I didn't even fucking know him. He was just, I mean, every day, like, fucking with me. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? So then I tried to ease it. I'm like, hey, then I found out who he was because my brother used to hang out with his older brother when they were little kids. They both almost died together in quicksand or like a mud. They were sinking in mud or
No
whatever.
freaking quicksand. Come on.
Yes.
I thought that was going to be an issue
Yeah.
when I was growing up, that quicksand was going to be prevalent almost everywhere you went.
It is.
And it isn't.
But some type of sink, they sank in the mud or something, up to their chins, actually. Something. And he ran home to get help because he was with them. And I said, "Oh, that was my brother." But he didn't give a shit. But then after about a couple of weeks, he stopped bothering me or something. I was like, "Oh, what an asshole!" I wanted to get back at him too.
I will tell you a story, Shag Dog, and I don't mean to be glorifying this or any kind of way.
All right.
But I remember me and my friend hanging out. You know him, Justin, hanging out. You always would ask people for money for lunch. Yeah, we'd hang out by the lunch door and hey, you got a quarter? And somebody would give you a quarter or whatever.
No.
And all that stuff like
You're
that.
taking people's lunch money, weren't you?
No, we didn't take the money. We asked. We never said, "Can I borrow a quarter?"
No, did you
We
say,
always said, "Can you give us a quarter?"
or else?
No, I didn't say anything like that. I never did that kind of crap. I never bullied anybody in that. No. But there was one guy who came up and he was being a smart ass and whatever like that. And going on and on about shit and everything. I finally got up. I turned around and knocked him to the ground. Got on top of him. He had dropped his hamburger on the ground and everything. I picked it up off the ground and made him eat it. Shoved it in his fucking mouth and made him eat it. I said, "Now what you gonna do, fucker? What you gonna do?"
That's funny.
And I reserve saying his name because I liked the guy, but he just pissed me off that day.
Do I know the guy that you did it
No,
to?
you never met him, but he was an all right guy. I hate that's the thing about it. That's something I think about, and I'm like, what caused me
Send me his name. I want to question him on
to
Facebook.
to turn around and say that, do that to him? You know, what caused me to be that angry where I would get up and just made him eat food that was on the ground? I mean, I'm talking about wet from the water, you know, running off and all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
crappy experience for sure
Man,
for
we
him.
you gotta send me his name. I'm gonna send him a friend request on Facebook. You delete me on Facebook so you don't see that we're friends. I'm like, hey, I remember you in high school. Remember that kid? I felt really bad for you. You tried to shove a hamburger in your mouth.
And I don't know if Justin remembers it, but if he did, I would think to himself, you know, I would think that he would think, man, that was pretty freaking cruel.
That's a message. Yeah, remember that those two guys were trying to get everybody's lunch money, and then he shoved a hamburger in your mouth because you wouldn't give it to him.
But I mean, I think about that, and I'm like, you know, I really feel bad that I did that to the guy because I liked the guy. You know, he was all right guy. He pissed me off that day.
Yeah.
Which just tells you when you got hormones going, you know, flowing and everything, testosterone going and all that stuff, and you turn around and piss me off. Well, there you go.
I never got bullied again. In high school, one time when I was either a sophomore or a junior, I can't remember what year it was. When I moved to Pennsylvania, these kids had firecrackers, and I should have went after one of them, you know, just to prove a point. But there's about 4 or 5 kids. I'm at my locker or something. These kids throw firecrackers at me, and they don't hit me, but they land right by me, scare the shit out of me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I saw 4 or 5 of them laughing. I'm like,
I would have been laughing too.
yeah, I should have.
And I would have been the friend next to you.
I should have found out where all 4 or 5 of them lived, and then secretly attack all of them with a baseball bat.
Yeah, or with firecrackers inside their house. You know, sneak up, throw it in their house while they're in there.
Now, in hindsight on that incident, the only person I know was my friend who just passed away a couple years ago, Kevin. He's the only person I knew it through firecracker. One time we're crossing the bridge, railroad track bridge, coming back from work, and there were some skaters out there hanging on the rail of the railroad track bridge, and he threw it on their neck. It was around 4th of July, and the guy's like almost falling off the bridge because it's just the steel frame thing out there.
Yeah.
He's sitting on it, and he's like, laying on his head. I'm like, now that I'm thinking about that, wait, I wasn't friends with him yet. That might have been my first year at school. Maybe he's the one that did it.
Well, he might have. He probably laughed at it when he was dying.
He did it secretly, and I just I'm looking at the 4 guys that are laughing, but he was like going the opposite way, or
yeah,
possibility.
That's something I would have done.
That'd be interesting if that was the case.
But don't you think he would have told you after all those years?
I don't know. You know,
I mean, I personally would have brought it up after so many years. I would have said, you know what, Shag Dog, I got something funny to tell you.
Yeah, I should have brought that up a while back because I should have said something. I didn't even think about that until now. I could have said, yeah, remember that time you threw those firecrackers on the kid on the bridge? I had someone throw firecrackers at me at school. I think that first year I went there. Was that you? Yeah. And then he could say, wait, that was you? I threw that?
Crazy crap like that. I mean, I don't know. It's I know I wasn't one to be physical, you know, in the sense of beating the people up and stuff like that. But that day, for whatever reason, he pissed me off, and I just had it, you know. Yeah. And that's the funny thing about it. I was an easygoing guy, friends with every clique there was, you know. You got the criminals, the ones that were, you know, bound for jail time in the future. I was friends with them. You had the jocks, I was friends with them. Preps, I was friends with them. The rapper, you know, the ghetto, friends with them. I was friends with all of them. And people that knew me that I don't even remember. I never even remember their names or anything like that. They knew me, you know, because I was friends with them.
Yeah, I had that too. But when I moved to Pennsylvania, somehow I became like antisocial. I didn't really have many friends. I skipped
became
lunch.
A loner.
Yeah, I was a loner pretty much. Yeah.
Thought about.
And all my friends were like, well, my friend Kevin.
A gun and shooting somebody with it.
Yeah, no, I never thought about that. My friend Kevin, he went to school for the first couple of periods, and then he went to the tech school or whatever,
Yeah.
woodwork, wood shop, whatever. They had a different school or all that kind of shit, plumbing or whatever. So all my other friends eventually were Pat's age, like his age group, like 2 years behind me or something. That's the dudes I hung out with. The guys in my own class I didn't even hang out with. So,
I tell you.
but it was weird because I guess I was the oddball because I liked Rat, Poison, and stuff like that, and most people either embarrassed to say they like bands like that at that point, junior, senior in high school, they like Metallica.
That's the crazy thing about it. I mean, I liked. You still don't like him, but I liked him when he came out with Billy Squire.
Billy Squire. Yeah, he was just before my time, and I think the first song I really
Into the wall like a fire.
Yeah.
I
mean, Stroking was like my first
Stroke
visual.
Man, Stroke Man.
Yeah, I probably heard of some of his other songs before that, but that's the first time I seen him with the video, and it just didn't do anything for me. The song, matter of fact, MTV kind of played the hell out of that song too. That's like one of those overplayed songs.
Well, I mean, whenever he came out with that one album, like was that Motions or something? I forget what it was. It was I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. And about the same time, if not like a year later, no, it was about the same time because I remember Round and Round was out at that time.
Yeah, because they toured with Billy Squire.
Yeah.
Right, I think Out of the Cellar the first time.
So they were about the same time, and I remember liking them too. At the same time, I liked Billy Squire, and a few others that were out at that time. And the thing about it is that I liked some of the songs from different people. Right. I didn't like everything they liked. Like Billy Squire, I didn't like everything he did, but I liked a few of their songs.
Isn't that weird with Billy Squire because he was not the top, but up there. And Rat is opened up for Billy Squire at one time during Out of the Cellar, then Ozzy or who else they opened up for. And then by the time they were doing Dancing Undercover, Billy Squire was opening up for them at the beginning of that tour, and then Poison took over and started opening for Rat. But at the beginning of the tour, Billy Squire was opening up for Rat, which still seems like an oddball combination by 1980s. Was it 86, beginning of 87? Somewhere.
Well, they might have been throwing him a favor.
Yeah, that's true.
You did us a favor by allowing us to tour.
Yeah, we're going to let you tour with us first 2 months of the tour or something. Yeah.
And the thing about that is, if you turn around and did that for me, say I did something for you, and you were starting out, and you did that for me in the end, I that shows mutual respect. That shows friendship. And everything.
Yeah.
And
that's the only thing I can think. That's the reason why he was opening up for them as like a return
some
favor.
Loyalty.
Yeah. He helped us out when we started. Yeah, let's get him.
Yeah, as his career is winding down.
Yeah, because only certain bands were able to, from the 70s, were able to change over to the glam or hair band or heavy metal.
Yeah, that was a funny thing. Like Aerosmith, they kind of made the transition. Not so much as easy, but did it
right
in a way that.
Plus, with them falling off, too, out of the scenes for the early 80s.
Yeah, they were out of the scenes.
They had one album with the new guitars. That didn't go too well. Then before the big
resurgence.
They had one album, and then they did the Walk This Way with Run DMC, and then the big album.
That was what brought them into the limelight again. Yeah. If it wasn't for Run DMC wanting to do that song and having them participate.
Right, because that might have given them resurgence. All those great songs they had on that Permanent Vacation. Or I forget all the fucking songs of that first album. Love in an Elevator, Right Now, Janie's Got a Gun, all that kind of stuff.
Janie's Got a Gun.
Yeah. I don't know how many albums they had back then, but
they had quite a few, but not that. But like you said, it was a resurgence for them.
Aerosmith discography. Yeah, then it kind of sucked after the
Aerosmith
90s.
have released more than 60 albums. Here are the first three. Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic, and Get a Grip.
60 albums.
Man, a lot of greatest hits or something. Studio albums 15, live 9, compilation 16, EPs 2, singles 72. So they're included singles, I think. Or some shit. I'm just looking for the 80s ones.
I will say this much: Aerosmith and a few other bands at that time period really didn't make the trend.
Yeah, those two albums, Permanent Vacation '87 and Pump in '89. Yeah, those two.
Yeah, that was the only two that really had anything on it.
Get a Grip was okay. That was '93. That had all those crazy. You know, a lot of hits on there.
And the thing,
that one that went to number one. That was the only one that went to number one out of all three of them too.
And the crazy thing about it is that Aerosmith turned around and became the rock ballad type song. Love.
Yeah,
ballads.
they did have a lot. Yeah, especially that album there. That Get a Grip in '93. They had like three ballads on there, or something.
And which was a complete turnaround from their normal style.
Right.
Which was, we're gonna kick your ass. Type rock and roll.
I watched the guy, Hair Metal Guru, and he said the same thing. They were talking about that first one there, Permanent Vacation, more rock one, had one ballad on there. Yeah. But they said after that, it seems like they were trying to do
because then they realized, hey, the ballads got us over. Let's go ahead.
And another thing, record companies wanted those bands to do ballads. Oh, you got to do a ballad. You got to do a ballad. Yeah.
You got to show your sensitive side.
Mm-hmm. Because that probably did help get sales with females and certain feminist guys or something.
I agree with you there. The feminist guys really love those ballads.
I like some of those ballads, those rock ballads, though. They're pretty good.
Well, you are somewhat of a feminist guy.
They tear up my heart, you know.
Yeah, and they make a tear come to your eye.
Now, the weird ballads were the ballads that weren't love songs, like "When the Children Cry" by White Lion.
Children cry,
let know we try.
And the children
sing that a new world begins. There are certain ballads like that weren't about love; they're about something like that.
Harmony.
Politics or joining together, peace and love and harmony.
Yeah, peace, love, and happiness, baby.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they brought up a point too. Like there were certain songs that bands came out in the '80s, mid to late '80s, about anti-war type songs, and they're like, "There's no fucking wars going on. What the hell?"
Yeah, but they had a sense of what was to become in the 90s.
Right. And they did say always the threat of nuclear, which still today, always the threat of nuclear, even though it's kept out of the mind sight all these years, compared up to the 80s with the movies and all that shit.
That is true. But yeah, it's even worse now because the fall of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Has allowed the technology and the wisdom, the knowledge to go to countries that probably should have never had the ability.
And they're saying with the fall of the Soviet Union, like Ukraine had to eventually give up the weapons that they had back to Russia, part of one of those deals way back.
Yeah.
Which they should have kept them, knowing that what they know now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But some of those, supposedly there was reports of some of those weapons missing. When they did.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of them.
Yeah, but went on the black market, probably went to Iran, countries like that.
Yeah. Well, Shag Dog, would you like to stick around for like a drinking and thinking?
Yeah, I can get one more bottle of water. I'll do a water review.
Before you have to run to the restroom?
Oh, you want to do it right now, or?
No, I'm saying I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to turn around, set it up and everything, and we can call it whatever you want to call it.
All right.
What do you would like to talk about? Would you like to talk about the Trump shooting?
Yeah, we keep going on about various conspiracies, what we think, or craziness, or whatever.
Conspiracy theories and strange. What would you title it? Because you had top conspiracies last time.
Let's see. You know about the Blackwater commercial, right?
Oh, Blackwater, that the whole thing right there. What is that? What was the commercial? What was that?
I don't know what it was, but the kid that did the shooting was in the commercial. They pulled it down off whatever website they had it on. I'm not sure if anybody copied it, but I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah.
The kid's in the video twice. It shows him with the instructor or whatever. I'm not sure if it's a school or something about how BlackRock supports or whatever,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're saying BlackRock probably. Oh, and I got something else. We're live still, so I'm going to wait to say this one. This one's off the fucking wall.
Well, let's go ahead and close this one out and start a new one so that you can bring that up. We can put it in the description, maybe, huh?
Yeah. You want me to just come up with a name? You want me to set it up, or?
Sure. You set it up, and I'll grab my beer, and I'll be waiting for you.
All right.
Awesome.
See you in a second.
All right. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing. This is Jammer.
And Shag Dog.
Of the
Spitter Swallow Beer Review.
We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Take care, people. Oh, shit. Forgot to hit the thing. There we go.